10 months after the initial release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the first part of the DLC is now available. And according to Google, the story only takes about 4 hours to get through. So I thought, why not make it longer? Here I am, playing Pokemon Scarlet's DLC with only shiny Pokemon. I opened up Pokemon Scarlet, and after almost a year, it was time to continue the game's story. My Rotom phone rang and woke my character from their pseudo-coma. It was the biology teacher, Jacques, informing me that I won the school lottery and they're kicking me out of the region. I mean, sending me on a field trip. So I returned to campus to prepare for a trip I didn't even sign up for. At the school, I met this woman named Briar, who turns out to be our chaperone for the trip. But she gives me some pretty sussy vibes. That's why I came here to collect you. I don't like the way that's phrased. Not to mention, she has this. Oh, where'd you pull that from? The fact that she has the original copy of the Scarlet book makes me very nervous. Then she went on and on about the gusher-looking turtle Pokemon, Terapagos. Maybe I'm just being presumptuous though. Sorry, lady. Jacques showed up and installed a virus into my phone, but now I have access to the Kitakami Pokedex. And for all of you lawyers out there, don't worry, because apparently I do have permission to go on this trip by my legal guardian. Oh, and don't worry about permission slip for the trip. I already cleared things with your mom. Oh. Everyone's meeting my mom. But before I set out on this journey, I had to prepare my team. Since this is a shiny only challenge, I decided to bring one shiny Pokemon with me to this new land. And I chose Haldean Pokemon Fuecoco. And since his head empty chili pepper was only level 1, I had to force feed him EXP candies until he evolved. Pink guy. Oh, wait, that's cute. I also heard that the Pokemon in the new land were at least level 60, so I really went all out on feeding Fuecoco these candies that probably should be banned from consumption. Now Skelodurge. Oh, that's such a nice color. Oh, I love his little nose booger. I just realized that. Now, with a steroid-abusing hot pink Skelodurge on my team, we were ready. Are you ready to set out? Yes, them. Take me away. What about the other students? We'll set out together as a group once the other students arrive. Okay. And finally, the other 3 winning students arrived. Miss Briar, who are you? You guys are randoms. Where's Arvin? Where's Penny? Where's Nimona? Who are you people? At first I was sad we didn't get a chance to see more story focused on our 3 friends from the main game, especially for Arvin because, you know. But thinking about it, having random NPCs being selected as winners is a pretty realistic turnout. With everyone present, it was time to travel to the land of Kitakami. DLC time! Upon arrival, the youngest of our insignificant travel buddies feels sick after our journey. And obviously, I don't care, because I don't know who this is. Miss Burr, I don't feel so good, wishes away. So, Briar decides to send me, a 12-year-old who has never been to this village, let alone this region before, off on my own to find some help. And of course, I got distracted by the new environment. Whooper! Look at the Whooper! Look at the little Poochyena! No! Don't mug me. Look at them sit. He sit. Oh, he stand. Oh, he angry. Oh, I'm sorry. Then when my peanut-sized attention span remembered what I had to do, I ran into 2 people who definitely aren't dressed like they're important characters. And they immediately realized I was a visitor from Paldea. Whoa, way cool. Shush! Shut the fuck up! I'm Carmine. Then suddenly, Carmen decides to battle me. You just want to battle, I'm making this big fuss over nothing. I told you to shut the fuck up, Kiki! Our first battle in Mosui began, and I beat up Carmen's puppy with my still jacked up Skelodurge. Come up! It was a quick fight, and Carmen was furious. I can't believe it, there's no way you should have been able to beat me. You are trembling. Suddenly, this old guy appears and chases them away. Coincidentally, he's also the person Briar told me to find. The old guy runs off to meet up with Briar and the ailing child, and while everyone's distracted, it was time to start my first shiny hunt. When I opened my map in this new land, one Pokemon immediately caught my eye. There's Poochyena! Oh, I'm hunting this. I made a dark-type sparkling sandwich and rolled time forward until I got a Poochyena outbreak. Poochie! I beat them up to maximize our shiny odds. And I occasionally got jumped in the process. Stop! After that, I just had to look around. Look at this Pony! Pony's so small! Oh! not what I was looking for, but did you see how tiny that Poochie was? Since I had full Outbreak odds, a Sparkling Power Sandwich, and a Shiny Charm, the Shiny Puppy didn't take too long to appear. Wait, yes! But these other Poochyena weren't letting me encounter the Shiny that easily. Boom! Oh, he's kinda tiny. And I caught my first Shiny DLC Pokemon. Ow! As usual, I let my chat name the Shiny. I put all their name suggestions on a wheel and spun it, and it landed on Woof. The sick walking yardstick felt better, and our traveling group headed to the community center. We had dinner in a very dark room, and concluded our first day in Kitakami. I'm going to bed, good night. The next morning, we re-encountered Carmen and Kieran. Carmen started spilling details about how Kieran was obsessed with us after watching us battle yesterday, and Kieran was embarrassed.
Sis, what are you telling her that for, dummy? Watch me call dummy if you know what's good for you. Whoa.
Oh, we're battling him now? Okay. I led with my shiny Poochie,
Poochie!
and beat up Kieran's team. After the battle, why are you doing the chicken dance next to me? The adults decided to pair the Paldean students with the Blueberry students, and sent us off to take selfies with signs and Kitakami. I got paired with Kieran.
I'll just follow you from a safe distance.
6 feet. And I'm sure the other 3 NPCs got paired with Carmen. Good luck to them. But before the photo shoot, I want to find another shiny. And what better Pokemon to hunt than Sentret? I mostly wanted him so he can evolve into the long walkie boy. Yes! Shiny baby dude! Oh! I caught the shiny, and chat named him Tactical Nuke. And after catching the Sentret, Poochyena was ready to evolve. Woof is evolving! Yes! Oh, this little face! Oh, I love him. Now with 2 shiny DLC Pokemon on my team, and Skeldurge, I continued the story. I took a picture with Kieran, and afterwards, he asked me if I wanted to have a picnic with him. Hey, if you want, maybe we could set up a picnic. Would you like a sandwich? Never mention sandwich around Koraidon, he will just appear. Since Koraidon would probably eat everything at our picnic, we instead went to the next signpost to take another selfie. On the signs, there's a story about an ogre that got chased away by heroes of the village. These heroes were known as the Loyal Three, but Kieran believes that the ogre is misunderstood. And I don't know anything about that lore, so picture time! Since Kieran loved the ogre, and I remained an ignorant tourist, he led me up a mountain into a cave. Rumor has it this is the cave the ogre lives in, but I can't help but think about how we're technically breaking and entering. I learned that Kieran is obsessed with the ogre, him also being open to letting it move in with him. But when I asked if I could move in, he said there probably wouldn't be enough room for both me and the ogre. So you could take an ogre but not me? We left the cave, and I distracted myself from the pains of rejection by evolving my Sentret. We're gonna get that walkie boy. Yes! Oh! Now that I have the long walkie boy, I started another shiny hunt. I headed to the mountain peak and hunted for Slugma. And yep, here comes the jokes in the comment section. Oh, wait! Slugma! Slugma! They blend in with the ground a lot. Wow. I almost missed that. Get in. Bam! And then Slugma was given the name Gray. Returning to the village, Kieran invited me to a night festival, and upon arrival, Slugma decided to evolve. Goodbye, Gray Slugma. Hello, Macargo! After this, I don't know where Kieran went, but Carmen and I ended up meeting the ogre without him. The ogre, intimidated by Carmen, understandably, drops its mask, reveals its Owo face, and runs away in a panic. With the Pokemon out of sight, Kieran finally appears, and is like, hey guys, what'd I miss? And Carmen has us lie to him. She just doesn't want him to feel bad about not meeting the ogre, but I don't think this was the right way to go about it, Carmen. I'm gonna be honest. Kieran becomes suspicious and very insecure. But that ends our night. The next morning, we met up with Carmen again. She asked me if I told anyone about what happened last night, but she phrased it like we just killed a man. And my answer is no. for both, to clarify. After we clarified that with her, Carmen leaves without drawing any suspicion to us whatsoever, and I start shiny hunting Cramorant. I got an outbreak for the birdie, but they mostly spawned in the water. I couldn't really auto-battle with the Pokemon I had on my team, since all they do is float and stare, so I temporarily brought over a Roaring Moon for my PC boxes, and had it beat up the goofy birds. Don't worry, it's still shiny, and I'm gonna put it back in the box after I find the shiny Cramorant. And when my outbreak odds were maximized, I looked around for the shiny Cheeto bird.
Is that it? Is that it? Cheeto bird! Yes!
Drop name suggestions in chat and we will spin. Drop name suggestions in chat and we'll spin a wheel. The Cramorant was named Weird Flamigo. After successfully catching the Cheeto bird, Carmen wanted me to talk to her grandpapa. Her grandpa tells the story about how the ogre was actually outcasted by the village for looking too it just wasn't cool back then. And the village's loyal 3 were actually bullies who stole masks from the ogre. Basically, the Pokemon the village has been praising for centuries were jerks. Kieran overhears this conversation and becomes upset that we lied to him. Kieran, you good, fam? At this point, I become upset that my character won't tell him the truth.
Oh, I want to tell him so bad.
While Kieran marinated in his teen angst, I had another craving to shiny hunt. So the hunt for Gligar began. I made a sparkling flying sandwich, and not long after...
What? Oh. Oh. Everyone was mugging me and I got scared. Yes!
Chat named the shiny Parachute. Since I still had plenty of time left on my shiny flying sandwich buff, I wandered around in the wild for a shiny Yanma.
Oh, we're getting so lucky with these shinies, dude. Let's go.
The Yanma was named Tomato. I somehow still had a few minutes on the sandwich and started walking around the map. I didn't have a specific target, but it wouldn't hurt to try to find one more shiny.
Yes! I've wanted a shiny Starly for a while!
And shiny Starly was the last shiny we caught for the challenge. I had a full team of shiny Pokemon caught in Kitakami, and now it was just a matter of finishing the story and evolving them.
Oh, yes! That's so good.
Gligar had some trouble evolving because while we're in the story, we're stuck in the day most of the time. But don't worry, I'll figure that out later. I met up with Kieran to take our final picture together.
No, he's edgy boy. He was so happy before.
The teen angst is really setting in.
The Arthur fist.
After completing our photoshoot assignment, I met up with Carmen and her grandpapa again to talk about the mask Ogerpon dropped. And when the mask fell from Ogerpon's face, the gem cracked. He wanted to fix the mask before we returned it to Ogerpon, but he needed a certain crystal, so Carmen and I left to go fetch it.
Alright, eternal earthquake while I catch up on chat. The town is in ruins. This is a magnitude like 7.
We got a crystal cluster and headed back to their house to give it to Grandpa. But when we arrive, he seems distressed.
Huh? Did something happen? Kieran, he ran up the mountain. He ran off with the mask.
So I went after him.
I heard you stole. We battled? Here's my Gligar. I'm reading your mind. I'm in your head, Kieran. Ha! Mine is blue.
And he lost, so he gave me the mask back. Kieran punches the Loyal 3 shrine and walks away. A glowing light appears out of the ground, and the Loyal 3 appear. So now, these 3 Pokemon are running rampant in the region with the mask that they stole from Ogerpon. And as protagonist, it was my job to beat them all up. I'll be honest, I had Carmen do all the heavy work in battles. All I really did was send out my Cheeto bird and go fishing.
Look at the little fishy! It doesn't matter what this monkey's doing. I care about the fish in my mouth. Okay, hello, Morpeko.
My Cramorant would be defeated for sandbagging, but I got the final laugh as he threw the fish at the bully Pokemon before fainting.
No! Oh, yes!
Then, of course, I had to fish for Pikachu.
I'm going fishing, baby! Pikachu!
Carmen.
Yes! Yes! Drillback, okay. That must hurt with Pikachu in it. Okay, if the beak is spinning when we use Drill Peck, does Pikachu spin as well?
After defeating all the bullies, I returned the stolen mask to Ogerpon. Kieran gets the village to recognize that everything they were told for generations about the Loyal Three and Ogerpon was a lie. And the villagers roll with it because it's a Pokemon game. If this were real life, it would not be the same story. With everything resolved, we return to Ogerpon's wall hole to say goodbye. But Ogerpon decides to travel with me, and Kieran gets jealous.
Kieran, are you good?
I don't blame him. He's loved this ogre before I even arrived. He challenges me to a battle, and whoever wins gets to keep Ogerpon. And since I'm the main character of this story, of course I won. With Kieran defeated, he retracts into an anime failure pose.
Kieran, no!
And I start a battle with Ogerpon. This battle had some amazing mechanics with its mask, by the way. And after defeating each one, I caught it.
Yay!
With Ogerpon's reputation cleared in the village, the Loyal Three vanquished, Carmen learning not to hate tourists,
Sheesh, this is awkward to tell you, but she loves me.
and my team full of Shinies, the story ends happily.
Please tell me this is a good development and not a bad one. Please be a good development. No! No!
Also, here's Gligar finally evolving because it finally hit nighttime.
Yes! Oh!